the pattern, the gel pattern that was behind it.
Yeah.
And after that point, and her energy output is more like Magneto's red expanding circle that he uses a lot of times. Except it was not red. It was anyway. I was really more hoping to see this sounds a lot like Weapon X.
Yeah,
because maybe that was. I don't know. I'm assuming this was copying Weapon X, because I assume in the comics Weapon X had already happened by this point.
Yeah,
but then I don't really know how things. I don't know actual turn of events in the comics. But this seems a lot like what they were doing with Weapon X, where they're trying to make the perfect mutant by combining all these different powers along with the adamantium and all that.
Yeah, no X-Men Origins Wolverine. Thank you very much.
No.
No.
I hate their excuse for where Deadpool's name came from in that movie, because that's not where the name comes from. Deadpool was literally called Deadpool in the comics and because he was a failed. They thought he was a failed experiment, so they threw him with the rest of the failed experiments in the Deadpool.
Mm-hmm.
And he took his name from that.
Mm-hmm.
Not that he was this ultimate machine that was a pool of deadly powers.
Yeah.
It's like, it's dumb.
Yeah, agree. It is dumb.
Anyway, I don't know. Mr. Sinister is just such an odd villain for the X-Men.
Yeah.
And I still don't know what his motivation is anymore. Because I get what Apocalypse is. That's very obvious. He wants to cause the apocalypse. I get what Magneto's trying to do. He's trying to raise... he's trying to fight for mutant superiority.
Mm-hmm.
Or at least that's generally what he does.
Yeah.
And...
Mojo
just wants to make I never said good television, or else no, that's not what he wants. Mojo just wants to make profitable television.
Yes.
But you get to Mr. Sinister, it's like, are you just playing God? Is that your thing?
Pretty much.
Because I really hope you're more... It was one of those things where I was watching going, I really hope you're a more interesting character in the comics than you are here. And that maybe at some point this will bleed over and I'll understand what your entire point is. Because I actually have this problem with the movies too, because he's in Days of Future Past, because he's the one in charge of the Sentinel program.
Yes.
For some reason.
Yeah.
And it's like, I still don't know what your thing is. But anyway, I am looking forward to next season. That's looking like it's probably going to be good.
Yes.
But
and we're getting a lot more of like the classic stories.
Yeah, and this wasn't a bad couple episodes. It did do a nice job of wrapping up kind of what this season was, because this season was very much, we needed to get the two biggest egos out of the room so that we could learn about all our characters.
Yeah.
And that's why they were in that. Honestly, that's in my thought. That's why Magneto and Xavier were in the Savage Land, so they would not be involved in causing issues, so that the rest of the team could get their time in the spotlight. Now that we know who these characters are to some degree,
yes,
I'm really hoping next season, at least looking at the episodes for next season, I know we're going to get into some of the classic stuff.
Oh yeah.
Getting to really good stuff, because I think, if I'm not mistaken, we're coming up on Phoenix.
Yeah, we are,
which is going to be, whoo boy,
it's the third episode in season 3. And it's a saga.
And that's just the regular Phoenix.
Yeah.
Not Dark Phoenix. So, yeah. In fact, next episodes that we're going to be reviewing are...
Out of the Past?
Savage Land, No. I jumped ahead.
Out of the Past.
Out of the Past. Part 1 and 2. So join us next time for that. You got anything before we cut out for the evening?
No, this was a really good conclusion to a series. Definitely looking forward to season 3, because season 3, that's where things get really good. Definitely chronology from the comics and in this series. Because there, again, a lot of us growing up were not be like big comic nerds until you watch X-Men, Batman, Spider-Man, all these great things. That's where a lot of the geekdom comes from.
Yeah. Well, and I think if I'm not mistaken, season 3 is where most of my memories for the show actually lie.
Yeah.
Because, well, yeah, this would be about the time I was starting to really pay attention.
Mm-hmm.
So join us next week for that, along with Batman and X-Men in the same episode. We are going back to the 90s.
Yes, we are. Oh my gosh. Yes.
So yeah, join us next week for that. In the meantime, this has been Drew.
This is Jacob.
And we'll catch you in the next frame. So close, Deedless.